Hello and welcome to Raw Politics. Today we look into the real reason why Raila Odinga and Azimio are vehemently opposed to the Finance Bill 2023. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been following the news, Raila Odinga suspended bipartisan talks. His reason is until Ruto withdraws the proposed finance bill, there will be no talks. And he has threatened that he's going back to the streets. In other words, he is going back to destroy people's property and sabotage the economy in an attempt to blackmail Ruto into withdrawing his maiden budget proposition. So why? Why would any rational being do that? Why would you lower yourself to levels of going to destroy people's property just so that a certain budget proposition is stopped? Two things. Raila knows that this budget proposition is good for Kenyans. And please, if you were to read the budget proposition, the proposed budget, you would find that it has eliminated several taxes that Uhuru had imposed, and equally reduced several. I can count up to 20 taxes that have either been eliminated, removed that is, or significantly reduced to make life easy. And I'm not kidding. This proposed Finance Bill 2023 has removed tax on LPG. Okay? The 8% is no more. This proposed Finance Bill 2023 has also removed tax on vaccine for both animal and human. It has also removed tax for raw materials that are used in pharmaceutical. It has also removed tax, the said proposed Finance Bill 2023 has also removed tax on farm input and raw material for fertilizer. Why? Because Ruto is looking at a bigger picture here. He is saying we have two options. Continue subsidizing consumption, or and then be at the mercy of market forces, where one day you are buying unga at 159 and then tomorrow it is 230. Or one day you are buying sugar, one day you are buying sugar at 100 and another day it is 220 per kilo. So William is saying, if we subsidize, if we remove tax on production mostly, we subsidize farm input, including tractors that are going to be used in farm. If we do that, then the net effect later, we will have more than enough to feed us. And as you know, if the supply is okay, then the prices will be stabilized. So Raila knows this, and that is why he is opposed to this bill. He is opposed to this bill not because he has read it and found it to be the worst the way they want to paint it. No. And by the way, this is not the first time Raila is painting and his team are painting somebody as dark as they can. If you can recall, since 2018, the media, which is just an Azimio communication team, masquerading as a mainstream media, and online team, and billionaires, people came together to paint Ruto as the most unelectable person alive. He was the most corrupt, he was a murderer, he was a thief, he was everything you can think of that would make somebody unelectable. And they did this without ceasing for 5 years, 4 years that is. Why? They wanted Kenyans to be convinced that Ruto is not the person to elect. But Kenyans are wiser. They saw through his lies and gave Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua a chance to form government. And this is not something that both Uhuru, Raila, and billionaires, those who control the economy and the media, are happy about. So they didn't even hide it. They don't like the current government. And if they don't like the current government and they are the ones in charge of information, they are the ones in charge of disseminating information, they have chosen to start another campaign, a smear campaign, but this time not about an individual. It is about a document, a policy document. They want you to believe that the Finance Bill 2023 is the worst proposition possible. And the reason they're doing that, as I said earlier, is to make Kenyans so not interested in Ruto's propositions to the point that they will reject this finance bill. Okay? If they reject this finance bill, let's say in the worst case scenario, even MPs of belonging to Kenya Kwanza buy into Azimio's claims and brings down this bill. What happens? Simple. Anything that Ruto will try to propose or try to pass will meet the same resistance. That means in 5 years, Ruto would have achieved nothing. Then Raila and his crew will come and say, we told you, this guy was incompetent. You never trusted us. So you see, 5 years, he has achieved nothing. They won't say that they are the ones who sabotaged him or the ones who ran a smear campaign against his policies. No. They would be like, he had all the chance, he had all the power, but he did nothing. So give us a chance. And chances are that Raila is going to vie in 2027. I don't see what is stopping him. I remember his brother Guru insinuating that people still need him. And Raila himself had said, he's on record saying that now he has a machine, it has a nuclear, not even a bullet. So this is somebody who will vie. And he wants a platform to vie on. He wants something to contest on. Because if Ruto does implement the plan, then it is difficult to face him. It is extremely difficult to fight him in 2027. He might even get elected and opposed. But this is not what Raila is, this is something Raila cannot allow to go. So he is picked on the finance bill, he is opposing it, he is threatening to go to the street, destroy people's property so that this bill does not pass. If I was Ruto, this is the hill I'm dying on. We pass this bill, we be independent. It will be a little pain now to save us from a lot of pain later. As opposed to what these other people are proposing, whereby we bury our heads in the sand, continue borrowing to even pay teachers, continue borrowing to even buy pens in our offices, civil servants' offices. And this, if it's allowed to go on for some time, we will default. And once we default, then we will be introduced to the real economic mess. Whatever it is that we are calling hard economic situation is nothing. Attempting to live in a country whose economy has failed would be the real torture. And we don't want to go through that. So that is why I'm telling you, ignore what this Azimio guys and Raila are saying. This is purely politics. Don't tell me that, you see, I don't want to do. No. This is politics. In this country, nothing is not political. These people are not opposing this bill. And I want to prove to you, they are not opposing this bill because they hate the housing fund levy. No, it is Raila who proposed the fund levy. Uhuru went on media. He called every TV to tell Kenyans why this thing was important. So you can't come now and say it is not, it is something so unique, something so draconian that you have to go to the street to oppose. This is purely politics. It is a good thing, but they don't want it implemented by Ruto. They are saying if Ruto is implementing this, then it is a bad thing, and they have to stop it. And I'm telling you, my friends, if we go that route of buying into everything that Raila and his team concord, then we will have wasted 5 years. If you doubt me, then look at what Uhuru did in the 4 years they were with Raila. It was 4 years of useless pursuit for a BBI, and he achieved nothing. He abandoned the big four. And so, as of now, Raila wants Ruto to abandon the plan and get engaged in running battles on the street. He wants Ruto to join him in the streets instead of serving the country. Raila expects Ruto to be busy with him, fighting on the street. After 5 years, he will be like, I told you this guy could do nothing. So we have to draw a line in the sand and say, no time for these tantrums. We're going to deliver on what was promised to the people. And the best way to deliver is to come up with a budget that eliminates unnecessary taxes and introduces taxes that protect Kenyans. If you check the bill, you'll find that it has increased import duty on fish to protect the fishing industry. They have increased import duty on furniture to protect the local industry. They have also increased taxes on betting and gambling, that is. Taxes have been increased on import of steel, nails, fake nails, that is, things like fake nails, fake beads. These are things that do not add a lot of value. And so those ones are being taxed. And even the tax on fuel, which is also a contention here, it is clearly stated that it is for the maintenance of roads. So if we wanted to build roads, let us just build it from the road users. It's simple. There is nothing out of the ordinary, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's all I wanted to tell you. Raila is fighting this because he knows that it is a good idea. It will save Kenyans, and if it saves Kenyans, it will give him, he will have no platform to campaign come 2027. And that is why he's fighting this. And number two, if he succeeds in sabotaging the budget plan, he will succeed in sabotaging everything. So this is him trying, testing the waters. If this works for him, then it is all system go. They will come together and make sure that Ruto does not even implement anything. And so it is upon us to decide, is it something that we are going to allow as people who supported Ruto and join them believing in their lies, or we are going to stand behind our president rally and believe that he knows what he's doing for the country? I think that is what I would do. Anyway, if this is something you are interested in, if you found this video useful, you can leave a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others. You can also share it with friends through WhatsApp and other places. And I would be glad if you left a comment. I would engage you there, just your opinion. But let us all unite behind the Commander-in-Chief and change this country. See you in the next video.